Thank you, Don. This is Michelle, Paladin Global Markets Online Business Podcast. I'm so excited to have together with us today, Don Markland. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. I'd like to take a moment to just read a little bit of his bio so you guys can see while you're going to really enjoy this podcast. Don Markland is the CEO and owner of Accountability Now. He's an executive coaching and business strategy company out of Jacksonville, Florida. As a Forbes contributor for entrepreneurship, leadership, and sales, he has over 20 years of experience in the world of sales, marketing, leadership, and business growth. Currently, he's leading the sales efforts for one of the most successful digital marketing agencies in the U.S., 411 Locals. In addition to building business with clients, he was the chief revenue officer for MoneySolver, a private equity financial services company, where he leads the nationally recognized company for over 350 employees. Thank you again so much for being with us, Don. I appreciate it.
Hey, I am so happy to be here, and I love what you're doing, especially for online, businesses and people trying to make money online. It's
Thank you.
a tough space, and people don't know where to get reliable content. There's so
Yes.
much misinformation out there,
Yes.
and I love what you're trying to do to help people. It's really great.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I really enjoyed. I think that people, you're right. There's so much information out here. You can look on YouTube and they have, it's like a fire hose worth of information coming at them. They just don't know which one's the credible. Can you kind of help us out a little bit on some direction in that regards?
Yeah. So the first thing that people have to remember about making money online is that there is no there's no elevator, there's no escalator
Yeah.
to I can make money online today. I get people that call me all the time, Don, you're a coach.
Mhm.
I need to make money online this month. And
Yeah.
I tell them, look, that's like you calling me if I was a fitness coach and said, hey, I need to fit in 3 sizes slimmer for my dress and I'm getting married this month. And I'd
Yeah.
say, it's just not going to happen.
Right.
Right. I would
Right.
never tell an entrepreneur that wants to start a business, hey, you're going to lose weight,
Hmm.
you're going to, make money and be profitable this month. It just doesn't
Right.
work that way. Right. That is
Hmm.
not the way business works. And that is for sure not the way that making money online does. It
Yeah.
always takes a period of time to build and to grow successfully. And so there's a lot of content on there that says, build your funnel, get your
Right.
traffic, you make money like
Yeah.
that.
Instant. And
Yep.
it's not.
And you can't rely on that traffic. The principles are true, right? You
Hmm.
need a good lead magnet. You need a good
Right.
funnel. You need a good video, but all making money, just like fitness, just like
Yeah.
anything, it takes time.
I like that. That's perfect. I'm so glad you said that because I think of nowadays, because things are so accessible, because people can, build a website, get some camera and get on YouTube, that type of thing, they can get out there quickly. They kind of almost think that their business can be successful very quickly. And it does. It takes day in, day out, that grind, learning and improving and optimizing and listening to your clients and continuing to grow.
That's right. We came from, and if you look over the last 20 years,
Hmm.
so many people are watching like a reality show, like, for example,
Yeah.
American Idol. They see
Right.
this person who's a quote, overnight success,
Yeah.
like a Kelly Clarkson, but they don't even realize, like, even take example, like an American Idol, like Clarkson, she wasn't an overnight success, even though
Yeah.
she was on that show and became a somewhat instant celebrity.
Hmm.
That show in and of itself was 16 weeks. So that
Right.
still took a long period of time.
Right.
Even after it aired, she didn't become a celebrity until months later after it was recorded, edited, perfected. So she had to still wait
Hmm.
all this long period of time
Right.
before she was declared the winner. So even those people that had
Hmm.
an overnight success were of almost a year in the making.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Great
people,
point.
yeah, they think, oh, I want to be an American Idol. I want a viral video.
Right.
Even them have to have a long period of time to develop. So stop trying to take the
Yes.
escalator or the elevator. Just go up the stairs. Just
Yes.
do it the right
Yes.
way.
Yes. It's kind of, as you're talking, it reminds me of someone trying to play the lotto to become wealthy overnight. How rare is it that you really someone's going to actually hit the lotto and be a success. You need rather to learn how to save your money, how to spend properly, how to save, how to invest. And it takes time for sure.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
You would only play the lotto or do slot machines as a hobby for fun, but it
Yes.
would never be an
Yeah.
advice strategy to become the most successful person on earth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yet, for some reason, I see people trying to do that with making money online.
Yeah.
And I love what Russell Brunson has taught and what
Yeah.
ClickFunnels does. I'm a big fan. I have my
Me
own
too.
ClickFunnels accounts, my own funnels,
Me too.
but it is, as much as the funnel matters, it does have to convert well. It
Right.
also matters about the traffic
Yeah.
source, the advertising strategy. Those are all key elements
Yeah.
in addition to the funnel and how it converts. You have to do all of them correctly, and those take long periods of time to get right.
I love that. And that's right on point because literally, as I was sharing before we started recording, and I just finished building out my first funnel. And I've had my YouTube channel, and then since I can have like a lead magnet and different things like that through that. But my first true funnel. And it takes quite a bit of time, and it's not going to be overnight. And even though that part's done, you have to optimize the traffic. Where do you put this on, and the different landing pages and such?
That's right. Yeah, it does. It takes a long time,
Yeah.
and you have to really be patient and careful and test, right?
Yeah. I love that.
And you have to be willing to fail a lot in order to be successful.
I love that. I think sometimes people give up a little too quickly too. They just, I think in our culture, we want this instant now kind of satisfaction society. We push a button, we cook our food, we do this, we're connected to the internet, but sales and business are not that way.
Yeah, that's right. There's that famous saying that success is just on the other side of fear, right?
Yeah. Oh, I like
And
that.
yeah, and I have dealt with that many times in my own career, my own business, where I had to just keep trying and just keep trying, and
Yeah.
so many failures,
Yeah.
so many times. One time in this MoneySolver that you were related to, there was a time where I lost $900,000 of marketing spend in 45 days,
Oh, that was
where
painful.
I had signed up an affiliate marketing source,
Yeah.
and I had blown it because I forgot to make sure the leads were coming into a turned on phone number. So
Oh,
all the leads
no.
were generating phone calls into a dead phone number.
Oh my
And
gosh.
it was a disaster. It
Did
was
you
an
cry?
absolute
I probably
waste.
would have cried.
I
Like,
knew
oh
it
my
was
gosh.
a terrible mistake.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and at the same time, I learned from it and never happened
Right.
again. I always knew to check the phone numbers going forward.
Yeah.
And the next year, by learning from that, we were able to generate almost $20 million the next year, learning from that mistake,
And
right?
you'll never
And
forget it.
exactly. That's why in
Yeah.
my program about the 4 C's of accountability,
Yes.
that's what I use in my coaching program. The second C is called correct failure, right? We don't punish mistakes, we correct them.
Yeah.
You think about Beethoven or Mozart, we only actually listen to less than 10% of their overall published symphonies
Wow.
because the majority of what they've done, nobody cares about,
Yeah.
right? Because they were absolute failures. It's actually
Yeah.
not very good. We only remember the things that were successful. You have to try so much and be willing to fail in order to succeed that little amount.
I love it. I love it. I like to, on my Facebook page and my different social media accounts, I love posting on Motivation Mondays, and I put different quotes up, and a lot of them have that same kind of, it takes day in and day out pressing through to be able to get to success. It's not an overnight thing, and it's something you just have to keep on punching fear in the face, get up, get out of your uncomfortableness, and just press through and learn from your mistakes, like you said.
Particularly with marketing and driving traffic. If
Yeah.
it was a consistent upward ROAS, or particularly downward trend on cost per lead, I mean,
Right.
golly, it would be great. But
Right.
it's not. You're going to have fluctuations in your spend and in your cost per lead, and it's almost like watching Robinhood in your stock chart. It'll just drive you insane.
Yeah.
And you have to be patient. You have to trust it. And a lot of times you have to trust the algorithm and know, hey, these things will correct themselves out. And you set rules, right? I have a lot of rules that I trust and follow and know,
Right.
hey, if I see enough of a trend over time, then I'm going to step in and make changes. Otherwise, I know things will autocorrect and be patient, and things will work themselves out.
I like that. How much time do you usually see when you're doing the online marketing, the different ads that it takes for that autocorrect? Is it days, weeks? How do you see?
Sometimes it depends. I kind of do three things. Number one, it depends the size of the campaign, right? How much am I
Okay.
spending? How much am I risking? Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's obviously going to be a big influencer in that decision.
Yeah.
Some of it's going to depend upon I guess, the riskiness of the campaign. Am I in a market that's very reliable? Am I
Yeah.
in one of the protected categories? Right? That's going to be a little hard.
Yeah.
And then the other piece is, how new is this test category? If I've been in this one for a really long time and I've got a lot of data,
Right.
then then I'm going to let it autocorrect for a while, right? I'm going to let this
Mm-hmm.
run. If I'm still really new,
Right.
I'm going to tweak around significantly. You always want to be careful, especially in Facebook social media marketing, which
Okay.
is a lot of where I drive my funnels. Um, I don't want to move into a new learning phase in Facebook's algorithm, because
Mm-hmm.
then that throws everything off,
Oh, I got
and
it.
it gets really hard to adjust it. So you want to be very careful with all the number of tweaks that you make over time. Google
Okay.
Ads is a different animal altogether. And one other piece on that, there's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of times people will wrestle with, how much do I do on my own, and when do
Right.
I trust an
Yeah.
agency to handle it?
What do you recommend?
Agencies can be great. Now, I also say this because one of the businesses I help run is 411 Locals, the greatest agency on planet Earth.
I love it.
You can go to 411locals.com and they can help drive leads better than anybody else. But
Yes.
um, as I say that, there are lots of agencies that can do a lot of great things. You have to trust your agency like you would trust, your brother-in-law with your tools.
Yeah.
Very, very little, right?
Gotcha. Yeah.
You manage an agency extremely tight.
Yeah.
So when I've used agencies on my own businesses, I have daily calls with them. I treat them like garbage. I
Love it.
just
Yeah.
Because agency puts you in a box and tries to run you down
Yeah.
their stream, and you don't want to do that. Hey, I'm going to talk to you every day. I'm going
Yeah.
to be very rude to you. I'm going to just make you prioritize my business, because you're going to
Exactly.
not want to. The agency is going to try to put you on a treadmill.
And just, yeah, make it be
Yeah,
passive income, so to say.
exactly. And you don't let them. If
Yeah.
you make them prioritize you, they will.
I love
That's how
it.
you manage an agency. And then you'll usually get good work from an agency, and you'll know real quick if they're not taking care of you.
Yeah, that's a great point. I know I have my online businesses, but I also am a practice administrator for two dental practices as well in my free time. But I handle with the marketing as well. And I do the exact same thing. The company that we use for our websites, and we've done ads and stuff like that, I have them send me reports. I don't want them making money on just the ads just running.
Beautiful.
Where's the numbers? Show me the
Good.
keywords you're using. They don't always like to do that, but I'm like, we're paying you a lot of money. So,
That's right.
you
You're
know,
doing it exactly the right way, Michelle.
thank
Make
you.
sure, and in your dental practice, and anybody that's a small business owner should do two things. They should do this right away. Number
Okay.
one, they should be having an SEO agency. They should be doing SEO and local SEO. That is the highest ROI on marketing. And
Nice.
that's where my company prioritizes. They're the number one local SEO provider in the United States. And you should, if you're a small business owner, have
Mhm.
local SEO no matter what.
Love it.
And then number two, you should have some sort of geo targeting for your small business. Even though
Okay.
everybody's in quarantine, people are
Mhm.
starting to drive around more now. And geo targeting, like for your dental practice, if somebody
Right.
drives around, that means they're going to get an ad that pops up on an app or on their
Oh,
phone. That
sure. Like Waze or something like that.
Exactly. And a little ad is
Okay.
going to pop up and say, hey, you should go get this dental appointment now, or and you should have that functionality with your local SEO. That is
Okay.
absolutely paramount. No matter what, if you're not doing that, get that functionality with your website.
Excellent. And how would that apply for like with my online businesses where it's not a physical location that I advertise, it's more informational products? Do I also set up the geolocating for that as well?
You can, right? Because even your online business will have a business registry. So you're going to have an
Mhm.
address associated to it. And
Sure.
in order to get a Google My Business account, you had to put an address and get a
Yep.
postcard associated to it.
Yep.
So you can still take advantage of the geo targeting when people drive around, and it
Okay.
just pops up the ads. You can still do that wherever you got the postcard associated to it. It's
I
easy.
love it. I love it. I want to go back to, you mentioned the 4 C's with your business. Can you just explain that to us a little bit more?
Yep. Now, yes, this is important. And this is for anybody running a business. The 4 C's of accountability. The number one thing you can do to grow your business is be better at accountability, because
Hmm.
accountability in most simplistic form is the glue that ties commitment to results.
Yeah,
Right? Just
I like that.
doing what you said you'll do.
Got it.
And the 4 C's are, the first one is critique success,
Hmm.
meaning rather than pat yourself on the back, right? It means every time you do something well, you
Yeah,
stop and push yourself to do it better. Surround yourself with people that challenge you and
yeah,
make it better.
love it.
That's how you don't rest on your laurels. You're always
Hmm.
pushing for the next mountaintop.
Got it.
Second one, like I already said, is correct failure, right? Don't punish mistakes, right?
Yeah,
Don't sit there and beat yourself up. It's just, hey, you know what? I made a mistake. Analyze the results. What assumptions did I make? Now let's correct it. Let's do better
right.
next time.
Love it.
Third one is celebrate growth. The hardest things in this life are growing,
Yeah.
making choices to be better. If you've ever been to a weight room, right, the most
Hmm.
important rep is the last rep that
Yeah,
you took,
failure.
right?
Yeah.
So, did I take the 13th rep? Did I put more weight on the bar? That choice is growth. That's what we celebrate, not
Love it.
succeeding. I expect the Michelles of this world to be
Hmm.
successful. So, if you celebrate that, that means I'm celebrating you meeting expectations. That breeds entitlement. I don't want to
Yeah,
celebrate that. I want to celebrate hard choices.
I love it.
So when you do that, that's where we go out
Yeah.
to eat and say, "Great job, you
Yes.
did something hard today. Right? You
Right.
started a business. That's
Yes.
hard. That's
Yes.
great."
Yeah.
Okay. And then the last thing is crush mediocrity. Right? You used to live in Florida,
Hmm.
where I live now. You know what a big bug is. You're very
Yes.
familiar with enormous bugs. Okay, you live in
Yes.
Florida now, so you know this.
Yep.
Big bugs are nasty, and in Florida we have big old cockroaches, and when we see
Hmm.
them, you have to take a flip flop and you have to crush
Whack
them,
'em.
right?
Yes.
Right? You can't just tap it. I mean, you've got to crush this thing.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I want you to do with mediocrity in your life, whatever it is, whether it's laziness or shirking or
Mhm.
dishonesty or vices or whatever they are. When you see it, you crush mediocrity with
Love
everything
it.
you have.
I love it.
And when you have that mentality in with mediocrity, you and you're just disgusted by it,
Hmm.
then you start to push yourself to be better.
I love it. I love
And
it.
those are the 4 C's,
I
right?
love it.
And you critique success, correct failure, celebrate growth, crush mediocrity. And I remind myself of those every day.
That's fantastic advice. Thank you so much, Don. If our audience would like to find you, can you please tell us where they can find you at?
Yes, absolutely. You can go to my website, accountabilitynow.net. You can get my own ebook on there where
Hmm.
you'll learn about the 4 C's. Also, I have my own course on there, which you can get on that course. You can learn about the 4 C's. You can learn it every day, how to start your own business, how to improve your leadership. There's updated content every single week. That course it's normally $59, but I've discounted it just for your listeners. It's
Thank
$7
you.
a month if they get on there.
That's
But
awesome.
more importantly, anything I can do to help your course, I love what you or your group and your listeners. I love what you're doing.
Thank
That's
you.
important. And you can follow me online on my Instagram, executivecoach.don. It's people follow my content on there, and that's it. I love. Oh, and I'm Forbes. I'm a Forbes contributor. People follow my stuff on
Yes.
there,
Yes.
and that's it. Thank you so
That's
much for having me on.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you so much as well. And as a special gift too, I'm going to add in a coupon code for my course. Anybody who wants to start or grow their own successful eBay business, 20% off. It'll be in the description, but it's going to be Markland will be the code for that. I thank
Great.
you so much for your time, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.